What's up, y'all? It's your boy McGillian here, and I just wanted to show something y'all real quick that I think might be useful for some people. So basically the other day I was doing a video where I was testing all of my controllers with this little game converter device that basically allows you, whatever USB controller you plug in, it mimics a PlayStation 4 controller, DualShock, and you can plug it into your PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and use that controller on the system. Now, unfortunately for PlayStation 5, Sony does not allow you to use any other controller other than the DualSense here to play PlayStation 5 games. So I know there's converters out there that, you know, can mimic a PlayStation 5 probably, and I'm pretty sure, hopefully, that they'll add support for other controllers on PlayStation 5 games somewhere down the line. But for now, there's not really much to do to get around it, and I know this one doesn't do it. I only bought it to play one PlayStation 4 game that I really like. It's only $40. I'll put the link down in the description. But yeah, that's if you just want to play PlayStation 4 games. Now, the way to get around PlayStation 5 games, unfortunately, is some very particular things that you need to have for it to work with particular controllers. And here's what those things are. So, as you can see here, I got it set up on my iPad. Now, this is an iPad 5th generation. It's updated on the latest software. Currently, it's 14.4, iOS 14.4, I believe. That's the latest software. And so this works with my Xbox Series 2 Elite controller, and it works with my DualShock 4 controller. I'm pretty sure it also works with the DualSense controller. You just need to pair it same way. I tried it with my Samsung phone. I got the Galaxy S10 Plus. It only paired or worked with my DualShock 4 controller. It read my Xbox Series 2 Elite, but when I used the app, it only worked with the DualShock 4. But on the iPad, it worked with both the DualShock 4 and the Series 2 Elite controller. Surprisingly, the Xbox Series S/X controller did not work, which was a real big surprise to me because I figured it would be similar to the Series 2 Elite, but apparently it's not. And I did make sure the controller was updated and everything, latest software. These controllers are basically exactly the same, so it was really strange that that didn't work. The Elite Series 1, that didn't work either. Switch Pro controller, that didn't work. So right now, it only works for me with the DualShock 4 and Elite Series 2. So basically what you'll want to do is, you'll have to pair the controllers to the iPad, of course. So you're going to want to go to your settings, then you're in Bluetooth, and then from there, I already have the controller connected. It reads Xbox Elite wireless controller connected. It's already connected there. And to sync your controller, basically what you want to do is you want to turn it on, and then of course you want to hold the sync button there, and then it's going to pop up on the list, select it, and it's connected. Then you want to go to the PlayStation Remote Play app, and then you have to sign in with your PlayStation account and everything. And then once you get to that screen, it's going to try and contact your PlayStation 5. And my PS5 is already on the same network, so I'm going to go ahead and hit PlayStation 5. And now, as you can see, you can use the on-screen controls here, but since I have the controller connected, I can actually control it with my PlayStation, with my Xbox controller, sorry. And here I have the Astro's Playroom loaded up. And we can actually see, now this is a PlayStation 5 game. Normally, it would tell me I can't play it, but right here, I have it started up, and you can see I'm doing the same controls here. They're the triggers. You can see the button inputs go in. Pushing the start button, triangle, square. X is going to go to the next, so we're not going to push X in circle. But basically, there's a D-pad. Everything works. This takes a screenshot. Now, of course, there's no touchpad support, so you'll still need to use the on-screen touchpad. But yeah, you'll just have to get used to that if you're going to use it for remote play. Let me refresh this. And yeah, like I said, on-screen touchpad works there. And the motion controls also do not work, which is another bummer. It's pretty much only certain games that you're going to be using those extra features, like the motion sensor, the adaptive triggers, the microphone, which also does not work currently for remote play in the sense that I need it. But yeah, it's really not much you need it for. Now, if you're just playing your PlayStation 5 games, like you just want to play like Ratchet & Clank or Demon's Souls, and it doesn't require any like motion controls, like blowing into the mic or anything like that, you'll be good. Now, the upside to this is you can also use the PlayStation 4 controller. So let me go ahead. I'll go back to the main menu. I'm actually going to disconnect my Series 2 Elite controller. And then you're going to want to pair your PlayStation 4 controller. Mine is already paired, but if you haven't paired it already, similar process. You hold down the power or the home button, the PS home button, and the share button at the same time. Your controller is going to start flashing like that. Well, not like that exactly, but it's going to start flashing, looking for something to pair. Let me go ahead and pair it up now. And DualShock 4 controller connected, so we're good. And then let's go ahead and remote play. Since I exited remote play, we got to restart the connection. And with the DualShock 4 controller, you actually don't have to worry about using the on-screen controls. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Still no motion support since it's technically through the application. Actually, it is using motion support. That's surprising to me. So it does use motion controls here, which is very surprising. Was not expecting that. So motion support is supported. Motion support is supported. It does support motion controls when using remote play with the DualShock 4 controller. I'm gonna go back. Triggers work, shoulder buttons work, and guess what? Touchpad is also working. Let's go to next. Got the controllers going. Hit next. Motion sensing. And then let's see if the microphone works. Let's see if the microphone on the iPad is working. Oh, so it does support the microphone on the iPad. Interesting. That's good to know. Okay. So it currently does support the microphone support, and it supports motion controls with the DualShock 4 controller. Unfortunately, it's not working with the Xbox controller, and the touchpad also doesn't work. But like I said, this is just an alternative to use if you don't want to use your DualShock or DualSense 5 PlayStation 5 controller on your PlayStation 5, and you want to use remote play with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna leave a link to everything down in the description. It'll show you the DualShock 4, the Xbox Series 2 Elite controller, and the iPad if you don't have one. And yeah, then you're gonna want to pair your PlayStation 4 controller. Mine's is already paired, but if you haven't paired it already, similar process. You hold down the power or the home button, the PS home button, and the share button at the same time. Your controller is going to start flashing like that. Well, not like that exactly, but it's going to start flashing, looking for something to pair. Let me go ahead and pair it up now. And DualShock 4 controller connected, so we're good. And then let's go ahead and remote play. Since I exited remote play, we got to restart the connection. And with the DualShock 4 controller, you actually don't have to worry about using the on-screen controls. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Actually, it is using motion support. That's surprising to me. So it does use motion controls here, which is very surprising. Was not expecting that. So motion support is supported. Motion support is supported. It does support motion controls when using remote play with the DualShock 4 controller. I'm gonna go back. Triggers work, shoulder buttons work, and guess what? Touchpad is also working. Let's go to next. Got the controllers going. Hit next. Motion sensing. And then let's see if the microphone works. Let's see if the microphone on the iPad is working. Oh, so it does support the microphone on the iPad. Interesting. That's good to know. Okay. So it currently does support the microphone support, and it supports motion controls with the DualShock 4 controller. Unfortunately, it's not working with the Xbox controller, and the touchpad also doesn't work. But like I said, this is just an alternative to use if you don't want to use your DualShock or DualSense 5 PlayStation 5 controller on your PlayStation 5. So here you can see I got the DualShock 4 controller, and I got PlayStation Remote Play already loaded up on my Android phone here. I'm using the Galaxy S10 Plus. It is much smoother, I will say, than with my iPad for some reason. Don't know why, but it's definitely smoother, less lag. As you can see, it's reading the triggers, it's reading the bumpers, and it's reading the buttons, joysticks. Hit next. It actually doesn't read the touchpad. Now this is weird. So I think my phone reads the controller as like a mouse pad for some reason. So you can see like the little cursor on my screen, but I actually can't use the touchpad as a touchpad, which is really weird. But so you have to actually use the touchpad on screen for it to work. Really weird. I don't know why it does it like that, but that's just how that's working. I don't know if there's a way around that. That's just how that works. So it reads that as a touchpad. It still reads all the button inputs and everything. It just has like a little mouse on the screen. So we hit next. Motion controls. Now this is weird for me. The motion controls actually don't work, and I don't know why it reads the controller as upside down. That's just really weird. So you can see it's still reading my button inputs, but it has the controller upside down. Like, my controller is not upside down. The phone's not upside down. There's no motion controls to the phone either. It's really weird. Again, it reads everything there like normal. I actually wanted to show y'all the mic. So the mic is going to work the same. Basically, the mic is picked up through the actual device that you're using remote play on, not the controller, for my experience at least. So you can see how I have my controller muted, or my mic muted, but if I put the mic on, my mic is now enabled, and you can see it actually moving. When we get close to it, you can see like the mic symbol start to light up now that I'm actually tapping the mic. And let's just go ahead. Let's go to the mic section here so I can show y'all exactly what I mean. Again, no motion controls, bummer. But the microphone here, you can actually see. So I'm gonna blow into the mic on the actual phone. Here's me using the actual controller mic. Nothing. Now here's me actually using the phone mic. You can see it's actually more of a reaction. That's enough of that. Now that's the crazy part. So it reads everything on the iPad, but not on my phone, which is really weird. I was expecting it to be a little bit different. So yeah, that's how you use that with a DualShock 4 controller. Again, okay. And lastly, I just wanted to show y'all the Elite wireless controller, the Elite Series 2. So I currently have that synced to my phone. You can easily sync your devices the same. You go to your Bluetooth settings and you sync the controller. Now, I don't know if it's my particular phone, or, you know, I'm not updated or everything. I did recently do an update, but you can see my controller is actually paired to my phone because I'm controlling the screen with my buttons here. And you can see that that's not normal for an Android phone. Clearly I have it paired. So let me go into the Remote Play app. And then that's my PlayStation. I'm going to connect to it. It's connecting. And as you can see, nothing. Or I guess you can't see. Nothing. Which is really weird. So I can, it seems like if you have an iPad, you're pretty set to go with using the Elite Series 2 controller. Of course, you can't use the touchpad. There is no touchpad, but you can use the Elite Series 2 controller to play certain games. Maybe it's just a, you know, not necessarily like a first-person shooter or a fighting game or anything like that, but if it's just like one of those simple, you know, maybe a story-driven game or something like that, you should be fine using the controller. I don't think super quick inputs are going to matter. And of course, you have to use the on-screen touchpad whenever you want to use a touchpad for that. Like I said, with the PlayStation 4 controller, that's a bit different, and it doesn't read the touchpad as a touchpad. It reads it as like a mouse input, so you still have to use the on-screen pad. And for the microphone input on my phone, at least, you have to use the microphone on any device that's remoted into it. So whatever device it's on that you're using the mic, that's the mic that you have to use. Does that make sense? Whatever device you're using remote play on, you have to use the microphone of that device, not the actual controller. So that's what you want to do there. And yeah, that's the way around it. I mean, hopefully, like I said, Sony does some sort of patch or something that allows you to play games directly with another controller, or with the DualShock 4 controller, so you can at least mimic the DualShock 4 using this converter device. But until then, if you have an iPad, there's remote play available, and you can use an Elite Series 2 controller, or you can use a DualShock 4. Unfortunately for my Android users, you can use the DualShock 4, but not the Elite Series 2. For some reason, it just won't read it that way. But I hope this will help y'all out. I'm going to link a bunch of products down in the description, from the controllers to the iPad to the even little converter device that I'm using to play all my games on, or my PlayStation 4 games on my PlayStation 5, using my Xbox controller, in case anyone wants to pick one of those up. Again, it's only $40, and I only use it to play one game. There's more expensive ones out there that do more, but hey, it is what it is. All right, like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, hope y'all guys have a good one. Catch you next time. Peace.